Hi guys, we're back.
Hey,
Mostly in One Piece.
mostly. Welcome to another kind of podcast because Erica didn't have time to figure out video crap again this week.
Ain't nobody got time for nothing this week.
Gosh, I ain't nobody got time for anything. I feel like I'm never gonna have time for anything ever again.
No, yeah, that's pretty much the truth. Yay.
Adulthood is hard.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, but we're not gonna complain. We're going to smile and stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, so health goals. Oh dear.
It's
Yes,
been a week. All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So I didn't work out at all this week, unless you count helping Abby move all day yesterday, and then I walked like a mile to deliver stuff at work, but that was all. But yeah,
Okay.
it's been a week, so I don't even feel bad about that. I'm like, you know what, I didn't fail utterly, so it's okay. Like I said before, I do my weigh in on Monday, so we'll see. But I did a weigh in yesterday, and I was almost at having lost 2 pounds. So I'm hoping that by tomorrow
Okay.
I will weigh in and have lost 2 pounds. So
Good.
I'm kind of surprised by that actually, because as I've said, I haven't had feels for all of the health, but I have been mostly tracking my calories and mostly eating healthy. So
Good. Same goal for next week then?
yeah. Probably so. I'm kind of feeling like I might take a break off of that goal for this week.
Okay.
Because I did have kind of two things I thought about working on it, and I thought I might just for fun mix it up this week.
Yeah.
One is cutting back on sugar, but that I'm not sure if I can make that a goal because I don't really feel like, like tracking grams or whatever. I just, I'd like to cut back.
You can make an option on Lose It to track that for you.
Yeah,
Unless you just
I'll
want,
look into that.
yeah, unless you just want to do like a general, like, not doing, like, just trying to cut back. I don't know, like, if you want to do, like, I'm only going to try and have this type of sugar, or, like, when I say I'm cutting back on sugar, I mean processed.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking more like sugar as in like desserts, like don't have, sugary coffee or desserts or, that kind of thing.
That's a
I'm not
good goal.
then the other thing was just because I've been having such struggles working out, I almost feel like working out 3 times a week may just be my goal this week. That like if I can do that, then that would be a good thing because I feel like when I'm not working out, everything else health wise suffers, and when I'm not working out, I have a harder time like sticking to my other goals. So I think that may be my goal for this week is just generally to cut back on sugar and then more specifically work out 3 times.
Okay.
Like get three good workouts in.
Good. Sounds good. All right. Similarly, I feel like I had like a okay week. It was definitely not like I'm on fire for fitness or anything like that. I was like in survival mode trying to get a handle on new schedules kind of stuff. I will
Yeah.
say I'm really proud of myself for how I did on like eating. I made a point to pack a healthy lunch every single day, as simple as it was. It was like I always had like good food for work. I think though I need to get the hang of what I should be packing or like how much, because the first day I was like a sandwich and a banana is enough for 8 hours.
No.
And like I didn't have breakfast either, so I was like dying, and then I came home and wanted to eat everything in sight, which is not good. But I
Yeah.
kind of have started to get a little bit better at like knowing how much to pack.
That's good.
Yeah.
And it depends on the kind of thing you pack too. Like that was something I realized the other day is I packed like a really good healthy lunch and it was quite a few calories, but I think it was like a lot of bread and fruit and that kind of thing, which isn't super filling. And so that's something to think about too, is make sure you get plenty of protein and filling healthy fats and filling things in there too.
Yeah. Definitely working on balancing, I guess.
Yeah.
which is a good way. I did really good on carbs this week. Although I'm still trying to get like down a little bit further. Like I've been averaging like 120 grams of carbs a day.
Mhm.
But I would say every single day I have a sandwich for lunch because I'm like, that's easy. I can put that
Yeah,
together in 30 seconds.
exactly.
But I'm having a lot of more, like a lot more vegetables. Not really. I would say like I'm not doing like ice cream or like snack wise, like I'm not doing bad stuff, but because dinner is a shared experience in our household, I don't always have say in what our dinner is.
Yeah.
But my mom and I are trying to kind of like compromise,
Hmm.
so that like I would say maybe 4 nights, 3 or 4 nights out of the week. So kind of goes back and forth. We'll do something that's like healthier versions of what we usually do.
Hmm.
So like we had turkey burgers instead of ground beef burgers, which was a little bit better.
Yeah.
And also apparently because beef is so expensive right now, turkey burger was like slightly cheaper by the
Wow.
pound. And I was like, but what though?
That's surprising.
Yeah, I mean it was only like per pound it was like a 9 cent difference.
Yeah, but
But
still, you
still.
always think about that being more expensive. So.
Right, yeah, I was really surprised. So that was nice. What else? But I don't know. I mean like I logged my food. I haven't done my weigh in. I will say though, exercise, like formal exercise, did not
Hmm.
happen at all this week.
Yeah. Me neither.
Um, but I did clean at work 3 nights this week, and each night that I did it, it's 4 hours of like manual labor. Like, what was it? Friday. Friday, it was 4 hours of me in a cooler on my hands and knees, like then like standing up, like squatting back down, like so many squats.
Yeah.
Just like lifting heavy crates of soda,
Hmm.
and milk and all that fun stuff. And like my arms and legs were tired after that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that counts.
Yeah. I would say, I think my goal is going to be to try to better plan my dinners. Because that's kind of been where I've, like, if I've messed up, that's where I mess up. And I know from experience that if I plan better, then I'm more likely to stick to the plan.
Yes,
So,
that's good. That's one thing I haven't really had time to do what I wanted to do with it, but I just did want to bring it up because I thought it was worth bringing up. Is I was listening to this little clip on NPR
hmm
about like how to stick to your like goals, health goals, that because everybody's making, made New Year's resolutions, and this is like
hmm
the time of year that a lot of people start to fail as we're we're discovering it becomes challenging.
yeah.
Um, and one of the big things they said that was really made a lot of sense to me was they were like, it doesn't work. Like some people will do things like basically a diet bet against themselves. Well, they'll be like, I'm gonna put this much money here, and if I don't keep my goals, then I have to, donate it to charity or something.
hmm
And they said like those kind of things don't really work because they're not important enough in the grand scheme of things. Like,
Yeah.
as much as you don't want to lose that money, it's like not motivating enough to you.
hmm
And I'm kind of feeling that way about like the dares and the goals we have. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like they're fun and they're like good milestones.
Right.
But I think that what they said was really good is it's really important to visualize your larger goal and
hmm
and really make that more concrete. And that's been a real thing for me the last 2 weeks, is that in my mind I'm like, oh, I don't want to eat this bad thing because I want to be healthy.
hmm
But your little instant gratification monkey brain is like, healthy, what's healthy? That's like a really abstract concept. I can
Right.
be healthy later. I want this candy now.
hmm
um so that's kind of something I wanted to work on, is finding a way to, and I'll try to do this week, to more easily quantify exactly like, these are things I want to be capable of doing. This is a level of health I want to be at.
Right.
These are like, and kind of a way to connect like my day-to-day decision of, I'm going to get up early and work out, with a kind of a higher goal, rather than, oh, I want that Dan is not on fire t-shirt, which is a fun goal, but in the moment it's not
Right.
really enough.
I'm really glad you brought that up. I was thinking about that the other day. I have like this giant poster, you've seen it on my wall, that tracks my weight progress, and I'm like, sometimes like I've looked at that recently, and it makes me kind of sad because like the bars that are filled in, like I've gained almost 30 pounds, and like it hasn't budged in months, and I can't, like I feel like it bothers me, and like I remember when I first started losing weight, and the reason I did so well was because my doctor said if you do not lose weight, you are going to die. And I'm
Mhm.
like, death is not a thing I endorse at the age of 20. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yep.
And I was like, I was terrified, and like then it was like this moment where it's like, okay, you can be miserable and hate your, because it physically hurt to be alive, and like there was like that passion, and I'm like, and now I'm at a point where it's like my heart is healthy, I am overweight, but I feel good, and
Yeah.
like part of my little instant gratification monkey is like, but you've already lost 100+ pounds. You're okay to stay here for a little while. Like, you've already done some work. Take a rest. And I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
I need to get back into that place where it's like, what is the big picture? What do I, like, you're right. It's like, we need something that's like, gives us like more motivation to actually do it.
Yeah, and I think, and finding something that we're really passionate about too, because it's one thing to be like, I want to be healthy, and it's another thing to be like, I want to be able to, run and not feel out of breath or something like, and even like on a larger level, I think like on the grandest level, be like, I want to be a winner. I want to be a good example to other people. I want to, you know, be a good example to my kids someday.
Yes.
Like that kind of thing. I think for me, I need to figure out how I can connect like the kind of abstract concept of I want to be healthy with like things that are more important to me than, being, temporarily unhappy because I have to get up early or not have that piece of cake.
Right, right. I think once you get that fire going, it's good. It's
Yeah.
just getting it started and making that decision. I need to I need to do some thinking and just really work on reestablishing, the reasons for why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's one thing I don't know if you want to include in the recording or not, but it is something I've thought about. It's kind of a weird, touchy, controversial thing.
Okay.
I've been thinking about it. And recently I've been going through the kind of the strange, like, oh my gosh, I kind of really want a boyfriend stage. And I kind of go on and off of those stages where sometimes I'm like, I'm happy with my life just how it is. And sometimes I'm like watching all the romantic comedies and being like, I want love. And that's kind of the stage I've been in right now. Yeah. But anyway, one thing, I don't know. It's a touchy thing because I'm not sure how to feel about it. I think the bad side that I feel like I react to is that, bless her heart, I'll use a southern word and I think a southern phrase. My mom, I think, has been a little misguided in that she has told me throughout my teenage years, if you're overweight, then no guy is gonna want you, and not in like a mean way. I think she just thinks that's the facts of life and is like, well, guys only like cute skinny girls. And so kind of my reaction to that has been but no. And I think that's pretty much true. Like I see plenty of couples where guys are absolutely thrilled with their, wives who are not,
Right.
twiggy.
Yeah.
But I think on the other hand, I think it's also realistic for me to realize that it's not wrong to want to be attractive to guys. And part of being attractive to guys is being a healthy weight.
Mm.
I'm not saying that you can't be attractive to a guy if you're not at a healthy weight, but it does make you more attractive to be at a healthy weight, I
Right.
think.
And I
And that
also
doesn't necessarily mean skinny, but it does mean not unhealthy.
Right. And I also think that being at a healthy weight brings with itself a certain kind of like confidence in your own skin
Mm-hmm.
that like I'm not as comfortable as I would like to be in my own body, but I know that I'm more comfortable like here than I was like 50 pounds ago kind of thing. And I think that when you have like this, like when you are okay in your body, I think that men see that, and I think that like are attracted to that.
Hmm.
Just like
And I think I mean, it's important to point out too that there are plenty of girls who are skinny who are not comfortable in their own bodies either and who
right,
don't have good confidence. So I think, I wouldn't just say that the only way you can be confident in your body. And then on the reverse, I know plenty of girls who are quite overweight who are very confident in their
oh
bodies.
yeah,
So.
definitely,
But I think you're right. It is easier to be confident in your body when you're happy with the state of your body and you're not
hmm
like wanting to drastically change it.
right, right, and that goes from like you said, from either being like you feel like you need to lose weight. Some girls might feel like they need to gain weight.
Hmm.
Just I think there's a difference between like everybody's body types are different, and whatever your healthy weight is, and it doesn't even have to be weight. It's how are you eating, how are you treating your body, and all that translates into relationships. I think in some way or another.
Yeah. So I guess that thought crossed my mind when I was thinking about like I want to have larger goals that I'm passionate about, and I felt like I really didn't want I didn't want to go there because I definitely don't want to be like I want to be so skinny so I can be so hot for all the boys. It's not my goal. But I also don't think I feel like it would be a motivational for me to like channel my desire to have a guy into being like I want to be more attractive.
Right.
I don't know, but I don't. Also, I think there are problems there. I just don't really know what to think about it.
I get what you're saying. It's like you don't want that to be the only motivating factor because then that causes issues in and of itself.
Yeah.
If you're placing your worth as a person and whether or not you're worthy or like able to have a boyfriend in just how you look, then obviously there's problems with that. But I know you're not doing that. Um, I don't think it's a bad thing to want.
Yeah.
I think it's just making sure you have a healthy understanding of like just not placing too much emphasis on it, I guess.
Yeah. I kind of feel about it like I feel about like working so that you can. No, it's hard to explain. Like, oh, I know. Like when I was in school and I was working really hard to make sure that I got summa cum laude instead of magna
Mm.
cum laude, which was the difference of point 0.1 GPA. And so, in the grand scheme of things, it didn't really matter. It wasn't saying like I learned more than everyone else. I was the smartest one,
Right.
but it was something I wanted just because it was like a fun achievement for me.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that's how I should approach that goal is like it's not like the whole reason that I want to get healthy and lose weight is so I can get a boy, but I think it's okay to approach it as like kind of a fun, slightly frivolous but personal kind of like goal.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good way of looking at that.
It's like the whole reason you go to college is hopefully not so that you can get, some honors, but it's also not wrong to want those honors as long
Right.
as you're also pursuing the correct goals.
True. Good point. I like it.
Okay, good. Because I
Okay.
feel like that was kind of like something maybe other people have thought of.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it's something that people think about quite frequently. I think body image is a really interesting thing related to weight loss, and it's so complex, and there's so many more things we could talk about, but
Yeah,
we don't have a lot of time. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I think it's funny. I love how you're saying these things because I was kind of thinking that the other day a little bit, and I was just like I was looking in the mirror and like I'm like feeling it a little bit smexy in my new office clothes, but then I kind of like I feel good, but also I'm noticing like because I've gained weight, I'm like my stomach is bigger, like my hips are a little bit wider, and I'm like, okay, I'm confident like as a person, but I don't like what my body is right now, and I want to change that.
I think that's a really important distinction to make is that like you said like not marrying your body with your self-worth.
Right.
And I don't know, there is a balance because I think like everyone should love their body
Mhm.
in the sense that they should be grateful that they have their body and they should be grateful for, because, bodies are good things and they were made to, I don't know, there's something inherently good about being in a body.
Yeah.
And
we
I
only
think
have
that's
one.
something to be celebrated, like, no matter what. No matter, even if you're in bad health, like, to celebrate, like, what your body is capable of doing.
Mhm.
And I think little kids do that a lot. They're,
Yeah.
like, really curious about how their body works and stuff. But then I think, on the other hand, I don't think there's anything, I think there's definitely nothing wrong with being like, I want to be healthy, or I want to be closer to my image of the ideal way my body could look.
Yes, definitely. I agree.
And I think that's important too, that you are the only one that defines how you want your body to look.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think like that's something I thought about, like, when I was first starting all of this, was when I did like the 101 list thingy of things I wanted to do. And a lot of those were things that, like, kind of would be a result of getting to a healthier body weight. Like, I want to be able to wear a dress in public and feel comfortable about it. I want to what were the other ones? I wanted to buy a new bathing suit because the bathing suit I had worn was like this crazy, ugly old grandma bathing suit because, like, nothing else would fit. But you know what I mean? Like, they're just like little things. And, like, wearing something sleeveless. I want to be able to learn how to do a cartwheel, which, when you have this much weight on your body,
That's exciting.
I'm like, I can't do a cartwheel to save my life right now. And, like, I want to learn, what was the other one? I wanted to learn how to do a backflip, which,
I'm afraid.
knowing me, I will break my neck even if I weigh like 150 pounds.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking for me too, is I'm like, I could probably be 100 pounds and still break my head open trying to do a backflip. Good luck with that goal, though.
Thanks. It's actually a thing on my goals.
Maybe start on a trampoline before you try to do that,
Yeah.
otherwise.
For sure. But just like things like, like you said, like, you want, you think of having kids later and you want to be able to run with them and chase them and throw them in the air or whatever.
And also be a good example for them
Yeah.
health-wise, because honestly, like, I feel like the biggest battle for setting yourself up to be healthy is to get started at a young age.
Oh, yeah.
And as a kid, and, like, never have... I mean, my goal for my kids will be for them never have to think about losing weight because they didn't get it in the first place.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is I've been struggling with my weight since I was like 9, 10, in some way or other. And the funny thing is I thought I was struggling with my weight at those ages. I wasn't. I look at pictures and I'm like, I am a healthy, normal child. What the heck was wrong with me?
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to have that. And to be honest, I think it's because a lot of the women around me had terrible body images. And I, like, thought that was just part of being a woman, is you were supposed to hate your body.
Yeah.
Or want to change it. And that's not true.
No. Well, it shouldn't be true.
No, it shouldn't be true. And if I have a daughter or a son, if I have any kid, I don't want them to hear me cutting myself down.
No.
And not, so I want to have a positive body image and be able to, like, feel confident in myself, whether I'm, like, overweight or what, but, like, it would be a lot more helpful if I was at a healthy body weight.
And also set a good example of healthy habits and be like, from a young age, be like, I feel like sitting on the couch and watching a movie, but I'm going to get up and run because I want to be healthy and be kind to my body. And, if they have that message from a young age, they can know that they too can do that.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I feel a little bit more motivated now that we've talked.
Yeah, that's helpful to me. I really feel the end of this week, I was like, I just need to get through the end of this week and really, like, get back on the bandwagon next week. I feel like I had 2 weeks that did not go well, and I'm ready to have a week that goes well this week.
Here we go. We got this.
Yes.
All right, well, I think this is a longer recording.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to probably have to edit this a little bit, sorry.
No, that's fine.
I guess we should wrap up the recording then.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening one more time. Maybe one of these days we'll have video along with audio. For the 2 or 3 of you that are listening, what are some issues that you've had with, like, body image or weight loss or anything that you've just thought about being healthy? And what are some struggles that you've had, and how do you find motivation?
And also, I'd be interested to know if anybody has had the same thoughts I have about, like, is it wrong to want to lose weight so that you're more attractive? Like, To the boys.
To all the boys.
Yes, not all the boys, just one's fine. Thank you. Anyway, yes,
All right.
answer those questions.
Cool. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will talk to you next week. See ya.
Bye.